Jack Lane's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
Sorry, folks. Still waiting on that mechanic.
Jack Lane's Jerky, the protein-packed way to feed your wild side.
Jim Beam made history by perfecting the recipe for the world's #1 bourbon. Now we refuse to with the honey. So come springtime, between these guys and that barrel, Jim Beam honey. You can also try Jim Beam maple.
America, I'd like to propose that the pistachio become our national nut. But first, I'd like to propose that our national bird not be allowed to play our national anthem. Please stop.
The American people went to the polls last week and delivered a decisive blow to the president and his progressive agenda. I get a big kick out of the music word progressive. I guess they're just straight old dumbass liberals anyway.
What'd you guys get for Christmas?
Got that D, boy?
It's a pair of damp socks that will dry real slowly.
I'll tell you what your Christmas present was. Got dragged away some black demons.
Comedy Central's All-Star Non-Denominational Christmas Special. Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday through Sunday at 10.
November 18th, 2014. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, this is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Oh, this is exciting. A young man named Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be joining us. Great film. He's great in it. But first, it's been a rough year for the President of the United States. The rise of ISIS. A midterm shellacking. The failure to get even one chair to turn around on the voice. Just one. Come on, Gwen, turn around. Barack is singing. But as the President said in his voice auditions, the sun will come.
100,000 people signed up for Obamacare on Saturday, the very first day of the latest open enrollment.
The consumer has a better interaction. Things are simpler, faster, and more intuitive.
Obamacare website is better. For example, now when you log into the new healthcare.gov, it offers you a choice of insurance plans rather than brunch options for a Denny's in Kalamazoo. Also, the new website loads quickly, whereas the old site would cut the brakes in your car. She's terrified. Again, it's a big improvement. I bet all anyone in Washington, D.C. will be talking about is the amazing success of Obamacare.
All anyone in Washington is talking about is a tape that emerged recently of an Obamacare consultant telling folks what he really thinks of the Americans buying the insurance.
Ooh, I bet he thinks they're really neat. Actually, they're referring to Obamacare consultant John Gruber. That's actually John Gruden, that's former health coach John. That's John McClane nemesis Hans Gruber. That's just a popular cinema snack, Goobers. Thank you. So, what did this guy say about Obama?
It's a very clever, basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter.
And they were both in that pass. The American voter is too stupid to understand the difference.
What? How? What? What? How dare this Gruber say Americans are stupid? We can distinguish among the 7 subtly different flavors of combos, even though they're all just basically hollowed out Lincoln logs somebody jizzed in. I'm sorry, I mean, pretzels and cheese. Who's this jerk Gruber anyway?
Jonathan Gruber is an economics professor. He spent his entire life in academia.
Super egghead. Nerd punching arm activate.
Gruber works in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts! Super Massachusetts egghead! All we would need to win progressive Cookie Man bingo is for this man to have the pinched nasal tone of classic movie nerd Eddie Beeson.
Where are you guys dumb? That system probably contains new data encryption algorithm.
Well, does he?
This bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the mandate as taxes. If CBO scored the mandate as taxes, the bill dies. Lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to get anything to pass.
Holy! So this guy, Eddie Gruber, this guy says that the American people were purposely misled about Obamacare. Let me ask another question. Try a complete peripheral player.
You've already drawn some of the brightest minds from academia and policy circles. Many of them I've stolen ideas from liberally. People ranging from Robert Gordon to Austin Goolsbee, John Gruber.
He attended 5 of the 12 meetings at the Obama White House in 2009, including the meeting with the president. When the bill was being written, the administration paid Gruber almost $400,000 for technical advice on drafting the law.
The White House cafeteria has a sandwich now called the Gruberger. The President of the United States has a necklace. It is a broken medallion. The other half of that medallion resides on the person of one John Gruber. This is the President and John Gruber talking about Obamacare over lunch. So, I don't want to tell you how that ends. So the Democratic leadership told us that the individual mandate in the Affordable Care Act was not a tax, even though they knew it was a tax. It's pretty slimy. Because all they can do now is vote for the amendment. All right. It's like, it's like when your parents tell you that your dog, Mr. Mittens, didn't die. He just went to live upstate, to live on a farm. But you didn't get to say goodbye because apparently he had a meeting there at 3 in the morning, middle of the night. And you never explained why schnauzers were having a meeting in the first place. The point is, I miss you, Mr. Mittens. Also, I think the Democrats came out really clean about how to build a soul and make the Grubers involved in that stuff. Or,
we have news here in the past few days that Mr. Gruber.
But I don't know who he is.
can you ever not disappoint us? You don't know.
Our bill brings down rates. I don't know if you have seen Jonathan Gruber of MIT's analysis of what the comparison is to the status quo.
Whoever that guy is. So that's pretty lousy, politically. But Gruber still isn't doing any structural damage to the act, unless in one of his caught-on-tape ramblings he said something that hacked away at Obamacare's actual workings.
Through a political compromise, the decision was made that states should play a critical role in running these health insurance exchanges. And the health insurance exchanges are the centerpiece of this reform. If you're a state and you don't set up an exchange, that means your citizens don't get their tax credits.
Gruber here seems to be suggesting that the law only provides subsidies to lower-income individuals to help them pay for their insurance through state exchanges, not federal exchange. Since the federal exchange covers 36 states, that would effectively scrap the affordable part of the Affordable Care Act. Here's the thing. That's if you look at just one clause and ignore the rest of the law. Because the ACA also says if states fail to step up and create the required exchange, the federal government, quote, shall establish and operate such exchange within the state. According to a bipartisan group of nearly 50 experts in health economy, nothing in the record suggests that Congress intended the economically disastrous approach of dramatically limiting subsidies only to participants in the state exchange. It's a matter of interpretation. Either the law intends for the federal government to provide subsidies to the state exchanges, or Congress intentionally wrote a bill designed to kill itself. And sure, Congress sucks. I think that's okay. So to the Republicans, who've tried to kill this law, 50,000 defunding threats, lawsuits up the wazoo, which, by the way, fully covered now under Obamacare. But you keep trying, and now your best remaining move, the strongest card in your deck, looks to be well, good luck getting somebody to take up a federal case on the offhanded and somewhat dickish comments of some MIT egghead.
The Supreme Court will hear a challenge to Obamacare next year that could invalidate federally operated exchanges in 30 states.
Opponents of the law, really seized on Gruber's comments, even though they were made a year ago, and they're going to use that in the Supreme Court.
Well, in the words of the previous Supreme Court case, and tits. We'll be right back.
There are more reasons than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America. With XLTE in over 400 markets. 2. And here's something for families to get excited about. Our best ever pricing with double the data on select plans. And 3. You can now get our best ever single line pricing starting at $45. So get all this now on the network ranked #1 for data performance nationwide. Verizon.
Full Adobe Photoshop on a tablet?
Yep, but it's not just a tablet, it's really a laptop. It's a Surface Pro 3 with a touchscreen.
Well, it can't be as fast as my Mac.
Sure it can, and it is.
But you probably can't plug anything into it.
I have a USB. We need DisplayPort. Plug away. And this is my favorite. It's the kickstand.
So you're saying it does more than my Mac?
Well, technically, you said it.
not recall who Jonathan Gruber is, but today is a day for himself.
ABC News can confirm that Nancy Pelosi has been reelected minority leader.
Huzzah! And what a minority the Democrats are. I think at this point there might only be 3 of them left. In fact, after the drubbing Democrats took in the midterm, a lot of people were asking if Nancy Pelosi would step down.
Aren't you getting a little old, Mitch? Shouldn't you step aside? Have you ever asked him that question?
Why would anyone ask Mitch McConnell that question? He's only 72 years old. That's barely a third of his natural lifespan. I don't know why. Why would you? He's but a teenager. I want to live to be 200. And by the way, what's your beef with McConnell?
I was never on the front of Time magazine, even though I was the first woman to get it. Wasn't that a curiosity that the Republicans win? Boehner's on the front of Time magazine. Mitch McConnell wins, he's on the front of Time magazine. Is there a pattern here? As a woman, it's like, is there a message here?
No, I hear you. Who wouldn't want to be in the same revered company as Hitler and darkened OJ? But so what? You didn't get the Time magazine cover. But you did get an award from the National Partnership for Women and Families for your leadership in fighting for working women. And I'm going to tell you what, Nancy Pelosi, I don't think Hitler or OJ ever got honored by those people. You're a recognized champion of working women and voting rights.
Right to vote must remain the cornerstone of our democracy. When women succeed, America succeeds. Early voting is our friend. Respect for the needs of women and families.
Your voting and lady voter cards are unmatched! Nothing. Illinois Representative Tammy Duckworth, disabled Iraq War veteran, 8 months pregnant, asked permission to vote by proxy in the Democratic caucus elections because her doctor had told her she couldn't fly to Washington. Lucky for her, the person in charge of her party and that vote is the Guardian herself. Nancy Pelosi with a perfect chance to showcase her principles.
Pelosi opposed Duckworth's request to vote by proxy.
Thank you. You have to fight for these things. You rejected it. You suppressing the vote of a minority pregnant woman who is a wounded war veteran. She is everything you supposedly stand for stuffed into one individual. She is a Democratic demographic Duckworth. Why? Why would you do this?
Minority Leader Pelosi defended the decision, saying it's against House rules and that making an exception for Duckworth could set an unwanted precedent.
What? Well, we certainly want to set any dangerous new precedents by changing antiquated caucus vote rules so that women who are pregnant can participate. Why, next, those Congress ladies will demand special lady bathrooms with lady urinals, and it's chaos. You know, I would use one of those. And you know what I would do? I would rest the bull. I would pee, and as I pee, I would rest the bull. You see them, I just, sometimes you don't see them, but then when you see them, it's just... Well, you see, important issue at hand, Stuart. You seemed okay with setting a new precedent when you became the first female House Speaker, or when you filed the Supreme Court amicus brief on behalf of a pregnant woman whose employer refused to modify work conditions so she could continue working. So why not in this case?
Sort of a proxy battle for the top Democratic job on the House Committee of Powers. It's New Jersey Democrat Frank Pallone, who has the seniority, against California Democrat Anna Eshoo, who's a very good friend of Pelosi.
It seems that Representative Duckworth was siding with Congressman Pallone, and so lo and behold, suddenly she can't vote by proxy.
And that's how the precedent was set. That a woman leader be every bit as politically craven as her male counterpart. Let me say this. Seriously. We'll be right back.
one family with one passion: to make a superior rum. Bacardi, untamable since 1862.
With all the summer this year, who's done something special?
De parti n'importe où, droit dessus, en chantant des chansons, c'est si bon.
Giving the gift for those who fly beyond.
Dire des mots doux, mais qui rendissent en langue.
Nothing's off limits. Anything you need, Ronnie? Serve? You want some of this, sir? No, look. And no one is safe.
I didn't mention that $5 grand, yo, man. When I get my income tax check, you gonna get it. You can't tax Zebra.
Top 5.
Look at this black man trying to get a cab taxi.
Rated R, December 12th.
What would you give someone who convinced you to follow your dreams with one cross-country road trip? The greatest gift for someone who gave you these moments is to give those moments back. Doers, the most awarded blended scotch in history.
New film is The Imitation Game.
Would you like to play? Play. It's a game. A test of sorts. For determining whether something is a machine or a human. How do I play? Well, there's a judge and a subject. The judge asks questions and, depending on the subject's answers, determines who he is talking with, what he is talking with, and all you have to do is ask me a question.
Please welcome Benedict Cumberbatch. Let me ask you a question. You get a lot of that, don't you?
I mean, what, the running the lines to your audience,
Shrieking, the jumping, the clapping.
Yeah. It doesn't normalize, I think it's very wonderful, but very strange.
But it really is. There's something, I'll be honest with you, I see a lot of guests on the show, a lot of high-profile presidents of countries sitting up to the
Yeah,
stage.
I know you do.
It's unbelievable. You're the first guest. I want to rip your clothes and sell it on eBay. I don't. It's upsetting to me.
Maybe we don't come to it, right?
I think that would be. I feel like if you were to go on the internet and oil up your backside and bare it in a Kardashian-like pose, this planet could end. That's how I feel.
Satellites will crash.
Satellites will crash into the thing. How are we feeling? This performance is remarkable. We saw a little something in that clip that I want to point out. So, Alan Turing was the scientist. Well, explain very quickly what it is, and then I'll get to the point. The film.
The film is called The Imitation Game. It's about Alan Turing and a team of scientists who cracked the German code, which possibly brought about a 2-year early end to the Second World War, thereby saving 14 million lives. And you're introduced to this character. He's very different, difficult,
yes,
uncompromising. There's a vanity about him. He's funny both intentionally and unintentionally, and slowly as the mystery gets cracked, you also crack the code of who this man is.
Exactly.
You see back into his past. And
he could have saved 14 million lives, and they repay him after the war with state-sanctioned chemical castration. Yes, that's right. But it turns out he was was gay, and they found out about it, and it's really remarkable. Remarkable story.
And a completely true story. And you know, one of the main reasons I wanted to tell it was because of how angered I was, not just at the injustice he was served, but how relative to the scale of his achievements. This man, and not only in our film does he help the effort that won us the war, and that marks him rather as a war hero for me. And before that, he was basically the father of computer science.
Well, you were talking in the Clifton Turing test, where you decide whether something is human or whether something is
correct. And that was work he did after the war. That was work he did on artificial intelligence. So the imitation game is another phrase for the Turing test, which he sort of went into this incredible philosophical question that still haunts us outside the sciences.
And we still can't crack. We still can't crack.
No, it's one of the biggest unanswered questions. What is it that makes us human? What is it about intelligence that is ours and ours alone? If you fabricate something that replicates that, what's the difference? Just because something's made differently, it doesn't mean, and thinking differently doesn't mean it's not thinking. So,
right. I guess we took a long time to ask you.
You're a bit late.
It's just as you were talking, I was like, Matt's really smart too. now this whole thing's starting to get upsetting. But so here's what I want to talk about, and this is, it's going to seem like small ball, but I think it speaks to the preparation that you put in and the type of performance this is. So Alan Turing had a bit of a study. And when you watch someone perform in a film, an actor do a film, it's always on a constant. You do something in the film that is utterly, it's not that. It's on the vowel, or you find a way to do it where it brings an authenticity to it. And is that from his speech pattern, or is that something that you were able to kind of find?
Well, there's no audio recording of him, there's no video footage of him, but there is extensive anecdotal description of how he did stammer, and it was pretty major. In the film, it gets worse when he's under pressure, when there's either an emotional or physical pressure on him to stop the work at Bletchley Park, which people try to shut down at certain points in the film, when he's under pressure near the end of the film, when he's in the middle of a panic attack, basically, because of the effects of these treatment injections. But in life, it was almost a sentence-by-sentence occurrence, and so there is a certain kind of artistic license with condensing that to the moments we do use in the film.
And you were able to do it without necessarily giving away cheats or patterning. I think that's sort of what's remarkable about the performance. I guess you sort of embody it and play it through. It's really, it's quite lovely. I wish you were at least less talented. Or I wish you would just lean over and be like, I have 8 nipples. Like something that would help me get over this cat. The Imitation Game, by the way, in theaters on November 28th. You know, it might be a great thing is taking him and do a double feature with another film that's also maybe playing. Rosewater.
Get more this Christmas at Kmart. Doorbusters start at 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving with assorted board games for $8.99. And Samsung Galaxy 7-inch tablets for only $149.99. Plus, members get $20 back and shop your Waypoint. Kmart, where members always get more. Get more this Black Friday at Kmart. Doorbuster deals start at 6 a.m. Get up to 90% off engagement rings. Plus this 32-inch RCA TV for $179.99. And members get $40 back in points. Kmart, where members always get more.
I need proof of insurance.
That's my Geico digital insurance ID card. Got all my pertinence on it and such.
Works for me. Turn to the camera.
Actually, I think my eyes might...
Digital insurance ID cards. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
Discover Axe Daily Fragrances. Created by the best perfume designers in the world. To complement your style. Experience Axe redesigned.
These falling temperatures can be tough on drivers, too.
They're coming down here at 100 miles. They're going celebrate?
Star of David. I'm the one who looks Jewish.
Vanta's fake. Enjoy it.
Great. Merry Christmas, and may the mistletoe be kind to you.
Comedy Central's All-Star Non-Denominational Christmas Special. Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday through Sunday at 10.
November 19th, 2014. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, this is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Interstellar, the always excellent Jessica Chastain will be here. Never a bad movie for that lady, and never a bad performance. But we're going to start tonight on the local side. Crossed the river, my own state, Jersey. We're all friends. Governor Christopher Christie. He finds himself in a bit of a situation.
Chris Christie has a pig problem.
Now, wait. I don't feel that that's appropriate. I don't think that I don't think that's a productive way. Unless I'm just jumping to conclusions and by some absurd political twist. The governor of New Jersey literally has a pig problem.
He has to decide by December if New Jersey pig farmers can use gestation crates.
Oh, it is a pig problem. Yes, a pig problem. Well, you know what? Why shouldn't they be able to use gestation crates? It's a free country. I mean, how much does the government get to clamp down? These farmers need to store their what is a gestation crate? Exactly.
Crates are used for pregnant pigs to prevent them from fighting. Farmers also say the pigs are much easier to house this way.
Right, no, that makes sense. It's easier to keep them in these tiny confined boxes like shoes that are alive and can feel pain. Shoes that can feel pain. Clearly an improvement over most previous forms of pig housing. Your straw, your sticks, your bricks, even with those very costly specialized units. Even with the costly units, only 2/3 of your pigs are so vulnerable in this situation to wolves. Wow, it's really... I believe that might actually be pig blood. But look, hey, you know what? Governor Christie has to weigh the benefits against the costs. I mean, these crates might help pig farmers, and what, if any, are the downside to the crates?
The Humane Society says that the extreme confinement of the pigs literally makes them go insane. The crates prevent the pigs from turning around, lying down, and fully extending their limbs.
So, what's so great about extending your limbs? Anyway, look, I'm doing it right. Oh my God, yeah, all right. Oh, I feel alive, yeah. Oh my God, I just... I'm sorry, I don't want to rub it in, but this extending your limbs thing is pretty sweet. And anyway, you know, these are just gestational crates. You know, when you're pregnant, I'm sure once they give birth, they get maternity leave. And, you know, probably back to normal with lots of moving around.
Breeding pigs spend 80% of their lives pregnant, and so they spend the bulk of their lives in these crates.
Jesus Christ. That is horrible. These poor pigs. Tortured for life, and for what? Oh. All right, it's a compelling argument, but, all right, Christie's got to decide. Because recently, the New Jersey State Legislature overwhelmingly passed a bill banning the use of these gestation crates, and it's a ban that's supported by 93% of New Jersey voters. I mean, the only thing that would make approving this bill more of a no-brainer for Christie is if he got a message from a magically literate spider about it.
Christie reportedly told a group of Iowa pork producers he will veto the New Jersey bill.
What? Well, you know, obviously, I guess you can't ignore the citizens of Iowa who elected you governor of New Jersey. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Pig farming isn't big in New Jersey, but it is huge in Iowa, which is home to
for the first election caucuses.
Iowa is the #1 pork producing state in the country. New Jersey has 9,000 pigs. Iowa has 20 million.
Next movie idea. Iowa-based sci-fi thriller Rise of the Planet of the Pigs. This summer, go hog wild and save your pig. Really looks like an angry pig right there. So let me get this straight. Purely to advance his personal political goals, Chris Christie is going to veto a bill almost unanimously supported by the people of New Jersey, which is weird considering the kind of guy Chris Christie always says he is.
My job is to stand up for the people of New Jersey and fight for them. And that's what I'm going to do regardless of the politics. What the people of New Jersey want is people who come into office and do their jobs. And if you try to calculate every one of these moves politically, you're not doing your job. I always put the people of New Jersey in my oath ahead of petty personal politics.
Of course, the obvious exceptions are bridges and pigs. So I guess now we know Governor Christie's presidential ambition is the one thing he won't put in a tiny crate. But you know what? Maybe there's a deeper issue here. We're going to explore the pros and cons of gestation crate with newest Daily Show correspondent Hassan Minhaj, representing Team Turnaround, and relatively senior correspondent Jordan Klepper from Team
One Direction.
Really? One Direction. Are you sure that's the name you want to...
Yeah, John, clearly I'm on the right side of this pig thing. Do you know how many teenage girls high-five me on my way to work? Nice.
All right, we're going to start with you, Hassan. Hassan, first of all, welcome to the show. We're awfully excited to have you. Let me ask you first. Why are you against the use of gestation crates?
Thank you, John. You know, John, farm animals give their lives to give us sustenance. And in return, do we not owe it to them to make their time on this earth, however brief it is, as dignified as possible? For when we brutalize the helpless creatures who depend on us, aren't we in fact brutalizing our own souls?
Thank you so much, Hassan. Your turn, Jordan.
I don't think pigs should turn around. I don't like it.
You want to elaborate on that?
But more? Sure, John. They should be facing forward. Make sure they can't move. Pigs are fine clamped right in there.
Is this how the debates usually go?
I don't know.
It's my first day. Okay, let's see. I got Bible verse here. I got poetry from college. Okay, okay, here we go.
You know, I got
the great philosopher Immanuel Kant once said.
Here's what I got. When I eat bacon, I want to know it's been facing forward. That's where the flavor comes from.
Really? You can taste the difference between pork raised in crates where they can't move and pork raised more humanely. You can taste that.
Okay, probably not. I just don't like pigs facing different directions. They shouldn't move. It's a gut thing.
Final thoughts, Hassan?
I don't even. Okay. I just want everybody to know that history will judge us by how we treat the creatures who serve us.
No, it's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Jordan, why don't you try one?
Pigs shouldn't turn around. It's like Friday Night Lights. Eyes front, clogged hearts, can't move.
Hassan Minhaj and Jordan Klepper, everybody.
Gives you wings. We in hell!
How you like Jump Street now?
Hey!
Must-own Blu-ray includes 22 deleted scenes and over 100
than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America. With XLTE in over 400 markets.
Whatever holiday you celebrate.
Star of David.
Yarmulke.
I'm the one who looks Jewish. Kwanzaa's fake.
Enjoy it.
Great. Merry Christmas, and may the mistletoe be kind to you.
Comedy Central's All-Star Non-Denominational Christmas Special. Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday through Sunday at 10.
November 19th, 2014. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, this is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
She's got a film called Interstellar. The always excellent Jessica Chastain will be here. Never a bad movie for that lady, and never a bad performance. But we're going to start tonight on the local side. Across the river, my own state, Jersey, where our friend, Governor Christopher Christie, he finds himself in a bit of a situation.
Chris Christie has a pig problem.
Now, wait. I don't feel that that's appropriate. I don't think that I don't think that's a productive way, unless I'm obviously jumping to conclusions and by some absurd political twist. The governor of New Jersey literally has a pig problem.
He has to decide by December if New Jersey pig farmers can use gestation crates.
Oh, it is a pig problem. Yes, a pig problem. Well, you know what? Why shouldn't they be able to use gestation crates? It's a free country. I mean, how much does the government get to clamp down? These farmers need to store their what is a gestation crate? Exactly.
Crates are used for pregnant pigs to prevent them from fighting. Farmers also say the pigs are much easier to house this way.
Right? No, that makes sense. It's easier to keep them in these tiny confined boxes like shoes that are alive and can feel pain. Shoes that can feel pain. Clearly an improvement over most previous forms of pig housing. Your straw, your sticks, your bricks, even with those very costly specialized units. Even with the costly units, fully 2/3 of your pigs were still vulnerable in this situation to wolf attack. Wow, it's really, I believe that might actually be pig blood. But look, hey, you know what? Governor Christie has to weigh the benefits against the costs. I mean, these crates might help pig farmers, and what, if any, are the downside to the crates?
The Humane Society says that the extreme confinement of the pigs literally makes them go insane. The crates prevent the pigs from turning around, lying down, and fully extending their limbs.
So? What's so great about extending your limbs? Anyway, look, I'm doing it right. Oh my God, yeah, all right. Oh, I feel alive, yeah. Oh my God, the hills are alive with the sound. I'm sorry, I don't want to rub it in, but this extending your limbs thing is pretty sweet. And anyway, you know, these are just gestational crates. You know, when you're pregnant, I'm sure once they give birth, they get maternity leave and, you know, probably back to normal with lots of moving around.
Breeding pigs spend 80% of their lives pregnant, and so they spend the bulk of their lives in these crates.
Jesus Christ! That is horrible! These poor pigs, tortured for life, and for what? Oh. All right, it's a compelling argument, but All right, Christie's got to decide. Because recently, the New Jersey State Legislature overwhelmingly passed a bill banning the use of these gestation crates, and it's a ban that's supported by 93% of New Jersey voters. I mean, the only thing that would make approving this bill more of a no-brainer for Christie is if he got a message from a magically literate spider about it.
Christie reportedly told a group of Iowa pork producers he will veto the New Jersey bill.
What? Well, you know, obviously, I guess you can't ignore the citizens of Iowa who elected you governor of New Jersey. That... Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Pig farming isn't big in New Jersey, but it is huge in Iowa, which is home to the first election caucuses.
Iowa is the #1 pork producing state in the country. New Jersey has 9,000 pigs. Iowa has 20 million.
Next movie idea. Iowa-based sci-fi thriller Rise of the Planet of the Pigs. This summer, go hog wild and save your pig. Really looks like an angry pig right there. So let me get this straight. Purely to advance his personal political goals, Chris Christie is going to veto a bill almost unanimously supported by the people of New Jersey, which is weird considering the kind of guy Chris Christie always says he is.
My job is to stand up for the people of New Jersey and fight for them, and that's what I'm going to do regardless of the politics. What the people of New Jersey want is people who come into office and do their jobs. And if you try to calculate every one of these moves politically, you're not doing your job. I've always put the people of New Jersey in my oath ahead of petty personal politics.
With, of course, the obvious exceptions of bridges and pigs. Damn. So I guess now we know.